Welcome back to Laura's Design Studio. And we are doing Craftor casting powder. I am trying to make enough stuff for candles because I want to get a bunch of pots made, sealed, and then we're going to pour candles one day. So, we're going Gothic because that's kind of my style, and I kind of am trying to stick, true to myself. Don't mind what's going on in the background here because that you'll see in another video. But we're taking a step back. We're going to start out with their directions. So this is very beginner friendly. They say to use a scale, and it's 10:1. So, now, I know for a fact I'm going to need a new bag because I made a bunch of stuff yesterday and when I was so excited. So, let me show you what you get in the kit to start off. You get, of course, your casting powder. You get 2.2 pounds or 1 kilogram. Okay, so that's the first thing you get. Now let me just be really clear here. This was available on Amazon, but Craftor, not knowing if their product was going to be popular or not, only sent 300 units to Amazon. Currently, Amazon is out of stock. But you can go to boncraftor.com. If you look in the description box below, look at the code that I have. It is BMOS20. That gets you 20% off on their website. And you don't have to buy the casting powder. You can buy anything on their website. Just go directly to them instead of Amazon if you want the casting powders, or if you want to use my 20% off code, because that code does work on boncraftor.com. Now let's see what else we get in the box. We get sandpaper. This is 320 CW, and that is to sand your pieces if needed. You get the instruction book, which, ultra white. The stuff is gypsum, so it is white. Bubble free, smooth and fine. Yes, it's a very fine, smooth powder, and fast curing. Their directions say 10 to 3. And they do theirs by weight. So I know a lot of us are used to just winging it with casting powders. That's what we do with all of the other ones. I did that yesterday. Everything turned out great except for those things that were my mistakes, which was one, trying to do that castle mold. Because, yeah. But the colors came out really nice. I love them. In this kit, you also get the little cups. Always good to have some of those. You get 2 large cups. You get 3 of these long skinny popsicle sticks. I'm going to put those over there because I use the big ones. You get 2 pair of gloves. We all know why I don't wear gloves. You should by now. I don't have any very much feeling in my extremities, so therefore it's really hard for me to feel anything. Now they put these in a separate bag, obviously, in case they leak in shipping, which it looks like my green leaked a little bit, but that's fine. You get their pigments, which are green, blue, and yellow. I'm not going to be, I'm using the blue, but I'm using the black that I had a long time ago. I bought Resin Crete, and when I bought the Resin Crete, I also bought their box of pigments. So I have a ton left over, so I am going to use the Resin Crete Black. I do have an email into Bond Crafter to see if we are going to be able to purchase their pigments for this anytime soon. Whether, you know, they're available on their site or not, I don't know. I think I looked last night and I couldn't find them. That doesn't mean a whole lot. But I do have an email to them. So in the meantime, we're going to use up the ones that I had left over, because I bought a great big set of them. And then I never bought Resin Crete again. Wasn't, you know, it was okay. But here we go. So 10 to 3. We're going to turn on the scale here. I'm going to put on my cup that I use for casting powder. We're going to zero that out. We are going to do 240. We're going to use up the end of my bag here. So I'm going to do 240 to 80. Making me math early in the morning. Okay, that bag is now empty. Let's grab the new bag. I bought 2 immediately when this came out. But I did get emails yesterday saying they couldn't find it on Amazon. It wasn't available. And I went and looked, and yes, that's true. So they must have sold all of their units on Amazon. But like I said, you can get it on bondcrafter.com. The advantage to that is you get 20% off by using my code. Okay, we're at 119. We're going to go to 220. I'm sorry, 240. Not 220, 240. Eh. Over 38. 40. 240. There we go. And I just keep the scoop in the bag. So now that means we need 80. Let me put that over there. We need 80 grams of water. My scale turned to grams, so we're just going to go with it. So 80, let's zero this out and let's be accurate. We're going to do 80. Little bit. 40. Oh no, I need 80. Oh my Lord. Math early in the morning. Okay. So, we're going to put the scale back down here. We are going to mix. And it says mix 2 to 3 minutes. No lumps. Make sure you don't have lumps. It's nice and smooth. I haven't had problems with lumps. I haven't had problems with curing. I did break a piece yesterday, but that was, number one, I should have never tried it in that mold. Number two, I dropped the mold twice. So yes, it broke. Nobody's fault but mine. But you can see this is bright white. Bond Crafter will be releasing a few more products very soon. They are ready to be shipped to Amazon which is the black epoxy. They're going to come out with several different viscosities. And what was the other thing that I was told? There's one more thing. I'll look back and see if it, unless it comes to my mind while we're doing this, and then I'll tell you guys. But my brain is not working this morning. I'm hoping that one of these videos I do today I'm going to put up on Thursday, because Thursday I will be sitting in a chair getting an infusion for 4 hours. So let me just, okay, we're going to split this. So we're going to go here. Just do a little more. Okay. I'm going to put black in here. Now I had to put quite a, this black from Resin Treat isn't very black. So Bond Crafter, if you're watching this, give me a black. I need a black. I need a good black for casting powder. Okay, that's probably as black as we're going to get it. And then we're going to use Bond Crafter's blue. Now, I did not have to put very much in yesterday, and it was full on color. So I'm going to use a lighter color, or less drops. Ooh, that's a pretty blue. Yes, very pretty blue. Look at that, pretty blue. Okay, and we're gonna pour in a marbling way. So we're gonna do this little boat. Great for a candle. That's what I'm wanting all this for. And we're gonna start pouring black and blue. Now, I did not have bubbles yesterday at all. Yeah, I am going to stop right there for a second. And I am going to give this a little bang bang, just like I do when I bake. Yes, I am a baker, so. Okay, let's go. We're just going to fill this right up. Getting close to the top. Casting powder is very user-friendly. If you are allergic to resin or you don't want to risk anything with resin, casting powder is great. I love it, and one of the reasons that I love it is because I've been wanting to make my own candles, and you really can't do that. You really can't put them into resin, because resin, well, let's just face it, it'll melt. So that's the reason that I wanted casting powders. I haven't been happy with the ones that I've tried, because I don't know, Resin-Crete was okay. I can't say anything about Magic Pour because I did not use that one. I did use another one called Perfect Plaster. That one, let me tell you why I didn't like it. It wasn't white. It was like this oatmeal color, and it was very hard to color, like almost impossible. So I'm going to just top it off with a little bit here, and then that should do it. I do have a mold back here that I've been pouring extras into. I'm going to move this one to the back, and I'm going to finish filling this one. It'll be multicolored, but that's okay. We're just going to pour and pour. And casting powder is very easy to clean up. It's water-based, so all you gotta do is clean it with water. So even if you're a resin person who doesn't like the alcohol, because we use a lot of 99% alcohol, let's be honest, whether it's to demold things or to spray molds or any of that stuff. And I know a lot of people have trouble with the alcohol smell. You don't have to use alcohol. You can use water. That's the nice thing about casting powders. The main reason I really wanted a good casting powder is because of the whole candle thing. I have a candle kit that I bought. I bought it when I heard this was coming out, and I knew immediately I was going to be ordering more than one casting powder from them. You know, I am pretty exclusive to Craftor, except if it's a product they don't have, which until now they didn't have casting powder. But I'm serious, guys. Go on to, since it's no longer available, which means they sold out, on so go to bondcrafter.com, use my coupon, which is good for 20% off, and you can buy whatever you want on their website, and they will get it out to you. Craftor from day one has become my favorite resin, my favorite UV, and now definitely my favorite casting powder after the results I got yesterday. I love it. I am going to have to go to bondcrafter.com, and I can't use my own code, so but I'm going to have to go to bondcrafter.com and order some more bags because, yes, I'm really wanting to do the whole candle thing. And obviously resin, you know, you just can't do that. So, all right, guys, I will see you back here in about 30 minutes. I'm going to clean up and we'll go from there. Talk to you soon. Back. And let's demold this. So, first let's do our little pot here that has been, it's had a bunch of colors poured in it because I was using it for a drip mold. So, there we go. It is black and blue. That was our Gothic colors for today. I'm going to Now, when you put the glaze on this, it will brighten all this up. It had some purple in it from a previous. You can see a little bit there and a little bit over here. But there's that one. Now here is this one. And I do have an email out to see if they're gonna have their pigments separately for sale or what we're doing with those, because you know I couldn't get this very black because I was using a Resin black, which I had. In the kit you do get green, blue, and yellow. That is where this blue is from. But unfortunately the black is not all the way black. Now, but that's not Bond Craftor, that's Resin. This will darken up when you put your glaze on there. I'm not going to do that because I want to let this sit and make sure it gets fully cured. And then we'll do the glaze. Now, I am going to do candles in this. But this is very... I love it. It's very pretty. I love their blue. Their blue is awesome. I wish the black had stayed like this. But like I said, it will like brighten up. And let me just do the bottom. I'll just do this part of this one to show you that, because I don't want to do the whole thing, but I will show you that it will darken up. So, you know what? Every time I try a brush, you get all the brush strokes. I don't like that, so let's just do it like this. I need a sponge. I need to find a good sponge to use. But a lot of us do this because we don't want the brush strokes. So and that brush is a cheap one and it's horrible. You can see the bristles. It's a very cheap one. Yeah, you can use wax. A lot of people use the wax, which I need to get some and try that, because that might work even better. This one is the Dragonfly Glaze. And it's what I've used on other casting powders. And just so you guys know, I will be doing more videos on this because I'm trying to make pots so I can make candles. That is something that you cannot do with just resin because it will melt. Now, let me, better yet, grab a baby wipe here. This brush is useless. I'm going to do a little heat gun action on it just to help speed up the drying process of this glaze. Okay, that is pretty much dry. You see the difference between this gray that it turned out and this one. It's very pretty. I will seal the rest of this and probably tomorrow or so after this has had a good amount of time to dry. This Dragonfly glaze is a, what is it? Full spectrum shift. So this is supposed to color shift to all colors. And I mean, I don't think you're going to get that, but it's a great sealer. You can see the difference right there. So guys, like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that black bell for all of the notifications. And also, don't forget your discount codes in the description box below, especially if you're wanting some Bond Crafter. They are out at Amazon because they only sent 300 units, and well, I took 2 of those. So I will email them and see when they are going to get more back in. But for right now, go to bondcrafter.com. My code only works there. Go to bondcrafter.com, use BMOS20 for 20% off, and get you some of this gypsum casting powder, which is beautiful. This has a very silky finish, which I love. I love that silky finish on it. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next one.